What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the JuiceBox presented by Lock City. It's Claw here today, and I hope you guys are all having a great start to the weekend. Today we'll have episode number 124 of the JuiceBox with an outlook into the Saturday MLB slate. But before we get into it, just a reminder that you can join our premium tier Discord at wap.com/lockcity. For only $5 per month, this gets you access to every cheat sheet every day across all active major sports, access to premium picks from all 9 of our pro cappers, and tons of sports-specific and stat-specific data points on a daily basis to help you become a better sports bettor. That's wap.com/lockcity. Get instant access for only 16 cents a day. To recap yesterday, we didn't have an episode. I just didn't have time to record with the 4th of July going on and had a bunch of stuff going on. But we did give out a JuiceBox Lock. Charlie Morton over 4.5 strikeouts. He only was 7. Really swept free. Pretty sure he cashed out in the 3rd inning. So, let's find another winner today. First game of the day, we have the Rays at the Twins. We have Taj Bradley for the Rays versus undecided for the Twins. So nothing until we know who's pitching for the Twins. But I would lean the Rays if it's going to be a bullpen game for the Twins. Bradley's been much better on the road. I think the Twins also just aren't that good of a ball club. Next up, we have the Cardinals at the Cubs. Matthew Liberatore versus Drew Pomeranz. My favorite bet in this one's probably the over 11. It's going to be in the 90s and wind blowing out at Wrigley again. So I think the Cardinals bats can get to Pomeranz, which is going to be a bullpen game for the Cubs. And on the other hand, the Cubs have struggled a little bit against lefties, but I think the weather being the way it is, I think they can get to Liberatore here. Liberatore, he's had decent success versus the Cubs, but I think this is a bad spot. I think both offenses are live to score a bunch of runs today. Next up, we have the Angels at the Blue Jays. Jack Kochanovich versus Max Scherzer. The Blue Jays won this one yesterday in extras. And I like them again. The Blue Jays, they've been hot. They've won 5 in a row. I don't really trust Kochanovich here on the road. He's got a 5.56 ERA. And Scherzer, on the other hand, last start versus the Yankees, he looked pretty good. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. I think the strikeout upside's there for him today. The Angels have been striking out a ton lately. You can get 7+ for plus 120. I don't mind that price. He just did that last start out versus the Yankees. He's at home again. I think he can get to 7. Next up, we have the Red Sox at the Nationals. Walker Buehler versus Mitchell Parker. This game we're going to find our JuiceBox Lock of the day. So we'll come back to this one at the end. But moving on, we have the Reds at the Rangers. Nick Lodolo versus Ranger Suarez. I think the Phillies bounce back in this one. The Reds haven't really been able to hit lefties at all lately. I know they got to Jesus Luzardo, but outside of Luzardo, they haven't really. Max Fried went 7 shutout. Rodon 6 shutout. They only got 2 off Logan Allen and 2 off of Eduardo Rodriguez. Noah Cameron, 6 innings, 1 earned run. I think that Suarez is in line for a good start here. On the other hand, I just don't really trust Nick Lodolo in this spot here. Phillies, outside of that Astros series, they've been hitting lefties. They put 4 on Andrew Abbott, 5 on David Peterson. They got a couple off of Matthew Boyd. They put 4 on Bailey Falter. They got the Jeffrey Springs, Palmquist. I think they can get to Lodolo here. I'll play the Phillies on the money line. They're minus 175. I also don't mind Phillies first 5 minus a half. Next up, we have the Orioles at the Braves. Dean Kremer versus Aaron Bummer. Bummer is probably just going to be an opener here. He's probably only going to go 2 innings, so it's probably going to be some type of bullpen game here for the Braves. On the other hand, we have Dean Kremer, who's actually been pitching really well lately. His last 3 starts, he's gone 1 earned run or fewer in all of them. And I think that he can continue his success here versus the Braves. I don't really trust this Braves team right now. I think they're overhyped, and they're still getting a lot of respect from the team they were 2 years ago, but this is not that same Braves team. They've lost 4 of their last 5. They just lost to Charlie Morton yesterday. They couldn't hit him. I don't really have that high of hopes that they can hit Kremer. My favorite bet in this one would just be Orioles on the money line. Next up, we have the Brewers at the Marlins. Chad Patrick versus Cal Quantrill. Chad Patrick, he's been all right this year. 3-7, 3.51 ERA. Struggled a little bit on the road. His ERA bumps up to 4.4. The last few road starts, he got touched up versus the Cubs. Decent start versus the Phillies, only 2 earned runs. And only 2 earned runs at Tampa. 2 earned runs are at St. Louis as well. So outside of the 1 blow-up start versus the Cubs, he's been pretty serviceable. On the other hand, Cal Quantrill, he's got a 5.42 ERA on the season. And I think the Brewers' bats can stay hot here in this one. They won 6-5 yesterday. I think they get another win here. I like the Brewers on the money line. Minus 145 I seen. Next up, we have the Yankees at the Mets. Carlos Rodon versus Frankie Montas. The Yankees, I can't lie, they've been terrible as of late. They've lost, I think, 5 or 6 in a row. Let's see. 5 in a row. They're 3-7 in their last 10. Can Rodon stop the bleeding here? I really don't know. I wouldn't bet on the Yankees until I see them get a win. I don't want to catch the falling knife here, but this could be a stop. This could be the start for Rodon to have a good one. He's been really good on the year this year on the road. 2.67 ERA on the road. He faced the Mets already this year at home. He went 5 innings, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, a game the Yankees won. And on the other hand, Frankie Montas, he's coming off of giving up 6 earned runs to the Pirates. So the Yankees' bats, they should be live in this one. And their bats have, despite their losing streak, the bats have been hitting. Last few games, they scored 5, 5, 9, 5, and 4. So I'm not really concerned about the bats putting up numbers. When Rodon leaves the game, can the bullpen keep him down? I don't know. I think my favorite bet in this one will probably be Yankees first 5. I'd even play them first 5 minus a half. But just to lean there, the Yankees have been on a horrid losing streak. Next up, we have the Tigers at the Guardians. Casey Mize versus Logan Allen. The Guardians, they've lost like 7 in a row. This is a spot where we should just square up and take the Tigers. Getting the much better team, you're getting the much better pitcher at a reasonable price here. Minus 145 for the Tigers. I love this spot for him. Mize, he's been outstanding this year. He faced the Guardians earlier this year. He went 5 innings, 1 earned run. I expect a similar outing from him today. And on the other hand, Logan Allen, he faced the Tigers earlier this year. He went 3 2/3, let up 4 earned runs. Don't really have much confidence in Logan Allen, or especially no confidence in the Guardians' bats. Over the last few games, they scored 1 run, 0 runs, 4, 2, and 0. So they've scored 2 or fewer runs in 4 of their last 5, including getting shut out twice and scoring 1 run last night. Until their bats show something, this team's completely unbackable. Next up, we have the Astros at the Dodgers. Framber Valdez versus Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani's just going to be an opener again. Probably go. Last game he went 2 innings. Probably going to go 2 innings today. Maybe 3 if he's rolling, but probably just 2. It's going to be another Dodgers bullpen game, and they got blown up last night, losing 18-1. I think I like the Astros again here. Framber, he's got great BVP versus this Dodgers team. 107 at-bats. He's holding them to a 159 average. He's got 37 strikeouts as well. And on the other hand, I just don't trust this Dodgers team here. The bullpen, they're dealing with a lot of injuries, and we saw them last night. They just got completely shelled, everyone that came in. I like the Dodgers here. I like the Astros here on the money line, plus 120. Next up, White Sox at Rockies. Jonathan Cannon versus Herman Marquez. This is just such a gross game. If I had any bet in this one, I would lean White Sox, but there's no chance I'm betting a White Sox Rockies game, so I'm just gonna pass on this one. Next up, we have the Rangers at the Padres. Patrick Corbin versus Steven Kolick. Corbin, he started off the year pretty good, but lately he's been falling back to the old Patrick Corbin ways. 3 earned runs, 5 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 3 earned runs lately. And the Padres have great BVP versus him. They're batting .308 and 120 career at-bats versus him. On the other hand, Steven Kolick, he's struggled at home this year. I think this is just an over spot. I would play the over 8.5, and I would lean the Padres on the money line. Next up, we have the Giants at the Athletics. Logan Webb versus Luis Severino. Favorite bet in this one would be Logan Webb over 6.5 strikeouts. The A's have been striking out like crazy lately, especially to right-handed pitching. The Giants really need Logan Webb here to kind of help stop the bleeding. And he's got really good numbers versus this Oakland team. And on the other hand, Luis Severino, he's had a rough last few outings. 5 earned runs at the Yankees, 7 at Detroit. And on the year at home, he's just been horrible, 6.79 ERA. If there was any spot for the Giants bats to wake up, this should be it. I like Logan Webb strikeouts. I like the Giants on the money line. I like Giants on the run line as well. Last game of the night We have the Pirates at the Mariners. Mike Burrows versus Luis Castillo. I think this is just a Mariners spot here. Castillo's been lights out at home, 2.6 ERA. And on the other hand, Burrows struggled a bit on the road. Last few road starts, he went 4 earned at Arizona. He did pitch well at the Cubs, but I think that the Mariners bats can do enough here to get the win. I would lean the Mariners on the money line here. But going back to the Red Sox and Nationals game for the JuiceBox Lock of today, we're going to take the Nationals team total over 4.5 runs. This is mainly a Walker Buehler fade here. This guy has been absolutely horrible. On the year, his ERA on the road is 9.49. Lately, it's been really bad for Walker Buehler. On the road, his last few games here, we have at the Angels, he let up 5 earned runs in 4 innings. At the Mariners, he let up 8 earned runs in 3 1/3. At the Yankees, he let up 5 earned runs in 2 innings. At the Braves, he let up 5 earned runs in 5 2/3. He even let up 3 versus the Guardians. Now that seems like a good start, but 3 for the Guardians is like 6 for any other team. He had a decent start at Tampa, the only good start he's had on the road this year. And his other start on the road, he let up 4 earned runs at Texas. He's really been struggling this year with lefty bats as well. On the year, lefties are hitting 329 off of him. He just can't get lefties out. The Nats are going to stack lefties versus him today. Probably going to have about 7 lefties in that lineup. It's looking like, I think the Nats bats come alive here. The weather looks really nice as well. I love the spot for the Nationals bats, and I love fading Walker Buehler here. So let's lock that in. Nationals team total over 4.5. It's minus 120. Let's lock that in. Let's cash, and we'll see you all again here tomorrow. Peace.